My name is Lena. 2 years ago, I moved to a small village with my husband Ethan, but we wanted a quiet life. We wanted to live closer to nature. The city was loud and busy. We were tired. The village has a river, big green trees, and fresh, clean air. Every morning I wake up to birds singing every night. I hear the soft sound of wind. It feels peaceful. It feels like home. Soon after we moved, we met our neighbors, Tom and Sophie. Tom is a tall, quiet man. He works in construction. Sophie is his wife. She is beautiful, very friendly, always smiling. They are about the same age as us, like us. They don't have children yet. We became friends. We talked. We laughed. Sometimes we had tea together. Sometimes we went on short walks in the forest. Life felt simple. Life felt happy. But then, Tom left for work. He had a big project in another city. He would be gone for 2 months. Maybe more. Sophie looked sad when he left. I feel so lonely, she said to me. I hate sleeping alone. I felt sorry for her. Ethan and I told her, if you need anything, just call us. She smiled and said thank you. At first she asked me for help. She asked to borrow some sugar or a tool from her shed. But slowly, she started asking for Ethan instead. Can Ethan help me fix my door? Can Ethan carry this for me? Can Ethan look at my heater? Ethan always said yes. He is kind. He likes to help people. I didn't think too much about it at first, but soon, I started noticing something. When Sophie came to ask for help, she wore perfume, lipstick, tight clothes, not normal house clothes. One day, she came to our door. Ethan was sitting in the garden. She walked past me and smiled at him. Oh, Ethan, she said, my kitchen light is broken again. Can you come take a look? He looked at me. I nodded. He got up and followed her. 30 minutes passed. Then 1 hour. He was still not back. I felt strange. I stood by the window. I looked at Sophie's house. I saw nothing, but I still felt something. When Ethan came back, I asked him, what took so long? He said, she needed help with her sink too, and laughed. But I didn't laugh. I just smiled. Inside, I felt something cold, like a small stone in my stomach. I started thinking more, watching more, worrying more. The next day, Sophie waved at Ethan again. This time, I saw the way she looked at him. It wasn't friendly. It wasn't kind. It was something else. And that's when I knew something had changed. But I didn't know what. Not yet. After that day, I started watching things more closely. I didn't want to be the jealous wife. I didn't want to fight with Ethan. But something didn't feel right, and I couldn't ignore it anymore. Sophie came to our house often, but she never asked for me. Only for Ethan. Is Ethan home? Can Ethan come help me? Ethan is so strong, so helpful. She said these things while looking right at him and smiling. Too much. One day I followed Ethan. He went to help Sophie fix her garden hose. I waited 5 minutes, then walked to her house. I knocked on the door. Sophie opened it. She looked surprised to see me. Oh, hi, Lena, she said. With her big smile, Ethan is just finishing up. I walked inside. I saw Ethan near the kitchen. He looked up. Hey, babe, he said. Just fixing the hose under the sink too. I looked at Sophie. She was wearing a short pink dress and lipstick. At 3 p.m. that didn't feel normal. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about the way she looked at him. The way she smiled. The way he smiled back. Was he smiling out of kindness or something else? I wanted to ask him, but I was scared. What if he got angry? What if he thought I didn't trust him? But the truth was, I didn't know if I did. The next day, Sophie came over with cake. "Hi, Lena," she said sweetly. "I baked this for you and Ethan." I took it, smiled. "Thank you. Is Ethan home?" she asked. I paused. "Yes," I said slowly. "But he's resting." She looked disappointed, then smiled again. "All right, enjoy the cake," and walked away. I stood at the door for a long time, holding the cake, my heart beating fast. That night, I told Ethan, "I think Sophie likes you." He laughed. "What? That's crazy." I didn't laugh. "I see the way she looks at you," I said. "She only asks you for help. She wears makeup for you. She comes to the house when I'm not around." Ethan went quiet. He looked down. Then he said, "I didn't notice all that. I'm sorry if it made you uncomfortable. I was just trying to help." I believed him, but I still felt something heavy inside me. I said, "Please stop going to her house alone." He nodded. "I promise." For the next few days, Sophie didn't come over. Ethan stayed home. We cooked together, went on walks, talked more. Things started to feel better. But just as I began to relax, one afternoon, I went to the store. Sophie was there. She came up to me, smiling, as always. "You're lucky, Lena," she said. "Ethan is such a good man. Kind, handsome, helpful." I forced a smile. "Yes, I know." She leaned in closer and whispered, "If he were my husband, I'd never let him out of my sight." Then she walked away. My hands were shaking. I stood there, frozen, my heart beating too fast. Now I knew. Sophie didn't just like Ethan. She wanted him. After that day at the store, I couldn't stop thinking. Sophie's words were still in my ears. If he were my husband, I'd never let him out of my sight. She wasn't joking. She wasn't just being friendly. She wanted my husband, and she was not hiding it anymore. That evening, Ethan made tea. He smiled and handed me a cup, but I couldn't smile back. He noticed. "Lena, what's wrong?" he asked. I looked at him. My voice shook. "I need to tell you something." I told him what Sophie said to me. I told him how I felt inside, how it hurt to see her eyes follow him, how her smile didn't feel like a friend's smile. I even told him about the dreams, the fear, the heavy feeling in my chest. Ethan listened. He didn't interrupt. Then he said, "Lena, I'm sorry." He looked serious. He held my hand. "I never wanted to hurt you. I didn't see it before, but now I do." He continued, "Sophie sent me a message last night. She said I should come help her because she was lonely." My eyes widened. "I didn't reply," he said quickly. "I deleted it because I only want to be with you." I felt my heart soften. I didn't cry, but I almost did. That weekend, Tom came back. Sophie's husband. Things changed fast. Sophie didn't come over anymore. She didn't wave. She didn't smile. She stayed inside. One evening, Ethan and I were sitting in our garden. The sun was going down. I looked at him. He looked peaceful. I whispered, "Thank you for listening to me," he said. "You're my wife, Lena. I love you. You're the most important person in my life." I smiled, and for the first time in weeks, I felt safe again. A few weeks later, Tom and Sophie moved away. Tom got a new job in the city. They sold the house quickly. No goodbye. No cake. No notes. Just gone. And honestly, I felt relieved. Ethan and I grew stronger after that. We spent more time together. We laughed more. We planted new flowers in the garden. We even started talking about having children again. I realized something important. You must speak your heart, even when it's hard, because love without trust can fall apart quietly. But love with truth, it grows, it heals, it becomes stronger. If you understood this story, you are doing great. Don't stop learning. Don't stop practicing. Just like love, language grows with care. Every sentence you read, every word you listen to, is helping you become more confident. Keep going. You're closer than you think. If you liked this story, please like, subscribe, and practice more stories on our channel. Your English will grow, one story at a time.